Well, let's talk about what's happening on the interior. On Friday, there were 3 American citizen children born here who were deported along with their mothers from Louisiana down to Honduras. And according to advocates, one of them is a 4-year-old child with stage 4 cancer, a rare form of metastatic cancer, who was sent back to Honduras without getting to talk to a doctor and without medication. I understand this child's mother entered this country illegally, but isn't there some basis for compassionate consideration here that should have allowed for more consultation or treatment?
Well, it certainly is discretion. I'm not aware of the specific case, but no U.S. citizen child was deported. Deported means you got to be reported by the immigration judge. We don't deport U.S. citizens.
The mother was deported along with the children.
The children aren't deported. The mother chose to take the children with her.
That's why it is so hard to listen to all these fake news, CNN, fake news, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, you name it, because all they do is lying, 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 and lying. Right there, she's saying a 3-year-old American citizen was deported, which is a complete lie. No, the mother of a 3-year-old, the mother who entered this country illegally, was being deported, and she chose to take her child with her. It is different from saying the 3-year-old was being deported. No, she was not.
Now, when you enter the country illegally, and you know you're here illegally, and you choose to have your citizen child, that's on you. That's not on this administration. If you choose to put your family in that position, that's on them. But having a U.S. citizen child after you enter this country illegally is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. It doesn't make you immune from our laws.
If you go to a country illegally, you know you do not have the proper documentation to be in this country. I don't think having a child should be one of your first priorities. I'm sorry. No. I don't think you should be popping babies in a country you don't even have proper documentation to be in that country.
If that's the message we send to the entire world, women are going to keep putting themselves at risk to come to this country. You know, we send a message. You can enter the country legally, which is a crime. That's okay. You can have due process, great taxpayer expense, get ordered moved. That's okay. Don't leave. But have a U.S. citizen child and you're immune from removal, that's not the way it works.
Exactly. Well said. Well said. You know, that's why we love Tom Homan, because we need people with those type of leadership skills. They come, they answer the questions, they know the law, they know what they're doing. Now, you may not agree with them. However, this is exactly what they're doing, and I'm here for it.
So you don't think there should be compassionate consideration for a 4-year-old child undergoing treatment for cancer?
The compassion should have been from President Biden to not open the border, because he knew if he allowed all these people to come here, they do not have a plan. They don't have a way to survive. They don't have a way to make money because they don't have proper documentation. The compassion should have been for President Biden to understand if you allow these people to come in illegally, it's going to be a chaos, not just for the American citizens here, but also for these people. That's where we should have been looking for the compassion. However, when President Biden was allowing these people to come in, you guys stayed quiet. You guys stayed quiet. And now President Trump trying to put things into order. So now you have a problem. You're looking for compassion. Now give me a break.
I didn't say that. I said
that was the question.
ICE officers do have discretion.
Yeah.
ICE officers do have discretion. I'm not familiar with the specific case. I don't know what facts surround this case. I've just made aware of this when you mentioned this morning. I was not aware of that case.
On Friday, a federal judge who was appointed by President Trump said a 2-year-old American citizen child had been sent to Honduras with the mother who was deported. But the judge said, quote, there was no meaningful process. So again, this is another similar situation and dynamic. Shouldn't there be special care when these deportation cases involve small American-born children?
There should not be new American babies being born from people here in America that do not have proper documentation. Let's start there. If you don't have papers here in America or in whatever countries you may find yourself in, please get yourself the proper documentation before you start popping kids. How about that? Because think about it, guys. If you don't have proper documentation, that means you're not legally even able to work So if you have kids, how are you gonna take care of these kids? Oh, I forgot. These Democrats, they're gonna give you money to pay for food. They're gonna give you money to pay for housing. They're gonna even also give you pocket money.
Now, first of all, I disagree with the judge. There was due process. That female had due process at great taxpayer expense and was ordered by the immigration judge after those hearings. So she had due process. Again, this is parenting 101. You can decide to take that child with you, or you can decide to leave the child here with a relative or another spouse. Having a U.S. citizen child doesn't make you immune from our laws of the country. American families get separated every day by law enforcement. Thousands of times a day when a parent gets put in jail, the child can't go with them. These, if you're an illegal alien, come to this country, and you decide to have a U.S. citizen child, that's on you. You put yourself in that position.
Well, when it came to this particular case, you just pointed out that they could have made arrangements. The father tried, actually, to make arrangements, as we understand it through our reporting. But he and the mother, who were separated since she was in detention after showing up for her appointment, was only allowed a very brief phone call. The father tried to petition to get the child handed over to an American citizen relative. So the mother had to make this decision and took the child with her. It just seems like there could be some more time frame here around due process allowed. That's what the judge is saying there should have been more of a process here.
These Democrats, all they are doing is looking everywhere in the country to find one or two cases to make President Trump look bad. And even with what they found, it's still not helping. Instead of really saying, you know what, for the past 100 days, President Trump has been in office, we see a huge progress on in the border. We see a huge progress on the way the U.S. taxpayers are being spent. We see a huge they're not gonna talk about any progress. All they care about is how can we make President Trump look bad.
There was due process. The two-year-old baby was left with the mother because the mother signed a document requesting her two-year-old baby go with her. That's the parent's decision. I don't think the judge knows specifics of this case. Two-year-old went with the mom. The mom signed a paper saying, "I want my two-year-old to go with me." That's a parent's decision. It's not a government decision. It's a parent's decision.
That's it. That's it. It is a parent decision. You want to have your baby with you because you're being deported? Hey, so be it. This is your child. However, don't come in here saying a 2-year-old baby is being deported. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to keep the video there. As always, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as I continue to call out all these nonsense from these Democrats. And my name is Talk to E. I'll see you guys in another video.